Should have asked him. I could have helped you. Jack, how are you?
Yes, Jerry, good.
Hey, Jack.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to be late.
I'm I can wait for this.
Yeah. I'm a little late. Jack said he's used to waiting on me.
I told him I could wait for this. This is all right.
Okay. Right now, we're pleased to be joined by Carl Edwards. He drives the number 99 Scott's Ortho Ford for Roush Fenway Racing. Carl is first in points. He's got one win on the season. He's joined by team owner Jack Roush. And I guess at this time, I'll turn it over to I think I'll turn it over to Jack and just Jack's the owner, and I'll just I know you had some important stuff going on here, and maybe fill us in.
Well, words can't describe how happy and all of Roush Fenway is to be sitting here with Carl in the circumstance of having him agree for 2012 and beyond to extend his association with us. I consider it's a positive indication for the analysis that Carl did. It's a positive indication for all the personnel and the process that we have at Roush Fenway to build our cars and to build our engines and to organize ourselves and train our pit crew and do the rest of it. Carl's his evaluation and his questions were most exhaustive and certainly the most in-depth of any that I've had in my 24 years. And I'm glad that we made it through that and he came to this determination. Appreciate the patience that my sponsors have had for the 99 car as they weren't sure what was going to happen, and they've continued to wait on us to have their discussions about what would happen since this is a watershed year when most of the sponsorships are up for renewal. They've given us the time to let Carl have the time to reach his conclusion. Can't say how much I look forward to working with Carl in the foreseeable future in our Fords to make him a champion in the Cup Series and multiple champions hopefully, and to win a lot of races. Thanks, Carl.
Thank you, Jack. I'm really excited. We're excited to go out here and try to win this championship. I appreciate Jack and everyone at Roush Fenway Racing giving me the time that I needed to make my decisions and to look at everything. And I can't say how much I respect Jack and everyone at Roush Fenway and the process. Contrary to what a lot of you guys thought, the process went pretty well. We got along real well throughout it, and there was a lot of respect. And I'm just excited to move forward. This team is in a position that we've never been in before. We feel that we are fast for the right reasons, and we have the opportunity to go out here and win this championship. So I'm glad it's behind us. I'm glad to be here racing and going for the championship.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jack and Carl, and congratulations to both of you all. I know it's glad that decision's behind you all, I'm sure, and look forward to pressing forward here. We'll take questions now for either Carl or Jack, and we'll start right here with Reed. We'll go over here to Tom. We'll go over here to you, and then we'll get them all. Go ahead.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. Carl, obviously, was a drawn-out, complicated choice. What did it come down to in the end, and why ultimately did you choose to stay at Roush Racing?
Well, first of all, I wish I would have never confirmed that our term was up, because we could have got this done without, it would have been a lot quieter. But, I looked at a lot of things. But at the end of the day, our negotiations and our deals and the things that I look at competitively those are private matters, and I appreciate you guys respecting that.
Let's go over here to Tom, and we'll go to Steve, and then Bob.
Hi, Tom Jensen, Speed.com for Jack. Jack, congratulations to both you guys. Now that you have Carl under contract, can you give us any insight to what you expect your sponsor alignment to be for next year, and do you anticipate having 4 fully funded cars again?
As far as the 99 car, we've just opened negotiations in the last 48 hours with the existing sponsors to see what's there. There is a couple of new sponsors potentially in the wings that we can attract and embrace and have them get involved. But it's a reality today that we see that that given the economic circumstance and the complexity of the racing and what all the cars involved and how many people it takes behind them. I passed out the midterm or the mid-season of Tuesday check, the prize money portioned to all the team. We had, I think, 460 folks in Roush Fenway that were involved. And I worked for about 55 minutes giving checks out and celebrating and thanking. And I finally got myself down to 14 that were left. And I said, my first year, the high water mark in my first year with Mark was 14 people. So this thing is extraordinarily expensive. It's extraordinarily complex. And it's in today's economic environment, I think it's beyond the means of and the interest of most sponsors that would be involved to take the whole car. So we're sorting now through the sponsors to find out who the anchor will be for the 99, and then we'll fill in around that with the other sponsors that have got an interest. We think that we don't expect to have a shortage of sponsors for Carl. As we finish the 99s program, we'll continue with discussions of people that are committed to our programs for the cars that are left. But everything is pretty much in a state of flux. I would choose not, since the negotiations are private and they are ongoing, I'd choose not to speculate on who would be in and who would be out and who the new players would be. But suffice it to say that there's a list that I believe to be sufficient in terms of interest and the money that they represent. That I think we're going to be fine with 4 cars. Thank you.
Let's go over here to Steve, and then we'll go to Bob, and then Al.
Steve Richards with PR. A question for both of you. First, Carl, how close did you come to doing something different?
At the end of the day, we went through the process, worked really hard, and this is the outcome that happened, and I'm proud to be here. And I'd really rather not discuss the actual process. I can say, just like I said earlier, that I came out of this, I learned a ton. I learned a lot through this process. I learned a lot about the Roush Fenway racing. It was amazing, the things I learned. I learned a lot about Jack as a person. I learned a lot about myself and what's important to me. I learned a bunch about my competitors, about you guys in the media. I learned, and I'm really appreciative for all the folks who were patient with me and who took the time. And a lot of folks in here included. I talked to them about this decision, and the support that I received was huge. So I really, really appreciate that from the competitors as well. So, but at the end of the day, we're in a position right now where our cars are fast. We have chances to win almost every week, and the opportunity to go out and win this championship, to continue my partnership with Jack, to continue with Ford, with the sponsors that we have, it's an honor to be in this position. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out.
And for both of you, how many sleepless nights did y'all have, over this whole situation?
Well, there were some sleepless nights. I think Carl and I both got a better night's sleep on Friday than we probably had for a while. But, I want to say that if Carl had made a decision not to come back, I was going to feel really stupid for having shown him all the things. We lined up every manager and every brilliant person we've got. Among the 416, there's a lot of them that are just really superior at what they do. He had a chance to consider the breadth and the length of every person and every thought that we had on what would be good going forward, and I would feel horribly exposed if he had not come back. But the thing about the cars that Carl spoke to, there's been a time in my 24 years, several times when we've had a front suspension kinematics that was working better, or we had an advantage on our engine, or we had an advantage with an aero, or Ford had given us a car that was smaller or had better downforce than our contemporaries. But we don't have that right now. NASCAR's rules and the number of inspectors they've got and the number of templates you've got that you got to conform with, having everybody now on the same engine page, we don't have a single thing that we'd say that is a definitive reason why we're as competitive as we are. But the fact is we don't have a weakness. And that's the thing that makes me feel really good about our prospects going forward, is the fact that we don't have a weakness. We do not have anything that glaring that is deficient. And every once in a while, you get a piece of good news, like at Daytona and the restricted races this year. Our cooling system with the new FR9 has proven to be better than we expected. And but it's not something that's outside the bounds of what everybody else has got. It's not something that I'm going to lose when somebody else catches up. So That's the thing that's the biggest secret for me, and the thing that gives me the most satisfaction is the fact that our thing is so strong and so deep and is so solid.
Let's make sure we get Claire. Let's go Claire, Bob, and Al, and then Seth.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. For a guy who roams up into the stands and gives trophies away, was it odd to see yourself the center of all the attention and looking on national TV and seeing this crawler and still while making your mind up and doing your due diligence? What was that like? And B, was the part of it that Matt Kenseth said there'd be a lot of people that would want to drive this championship race car with this championship team level?
What I did is from the beginning of this, is I said, all right, what would I do if money weren't a factor? And what would I do if I didn't care what one person thought about my decision? So I said, with a decision that's this important to me, my family, for all the hard work I've put in, for the path that I've taken, for me personally, I act as my own agent. I make my own decisions. I understand my own deals, and the decision was made under those thoughts. So that's what made this more simple for me, and that's how I came to the conclusion I came to. So I really, whenever I'd start feeling that pressure creep in from the outside, I think, okay, let's get back to the basics here. Where can I win the most championships, and what would I do if other people's opinions weren't a factor? And so that helped me a ton. And I think my family and Jack's patience and Jack's support, all of those things helped me do that. I mean, when I talked to Jack on the phone, and he said, look, Carl, you do whatever you think is best for you. I mean, he said those words to me. That meant the world. It meant that I didn't have that pressure to do something for any reason other than what I thought was best. That was huge.